Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Obviously, we have to work with information provided by other sources because we can't be in Ukraine, for instance, or in Israel or in Gaza to witness firsthand what's going on. So we have to rely on information provided by other sources. The problem is we have to make sure how we can bob and weave all this information that we read, the articles and so on, because a lot of people are lying by omission, by simply lying or by not reporting some of them. So you have to make a pattern by paying attention and being very mindful and verifying each information as much as you can in order to incorporate it in a assessment. And when I make an assessment, I am looking at patterns, informations, and see what direction the ball is going, and then see the velocity of the ball, and I say, okay, it's going to be hard for that ball to stop tomorrow, therefore most likely it's going to go in that direction for some time. Now, what do we have here? I think that the Ukrainian front is collapsing. I think the information was provided by the Ukrainian side, by the mass media from Ukraine, not by the Russians. I use only Ukrainian media when I'm talking about the Ukrainian front collapsing, not the Russian. I made a few videos on that, like for instance the first one over there. It was on the 24th, yesterday. Ukraine collapses, signs of Ukraine retreat, evacuation civilians in Donetsk. Okay, and then October 4th, it's clear, the Ukraine coalition collapsing. The West is running away. Here are the That is what I really think based on the evidence and the patterns I was able to put together. I have an article from today that again confirms the fact that the Ukrainians are getting ready to retreat. Why? Because they order mandatory evacuation of their people from their side. That means they are waiting for the Russians to come over. Otherwise, you would not evacuate your people. You would go forward. If you advance, you don't evacuate people from behind you. On the contrary, your enemy will evacuate people from your attack, from your advancement. That's how it is. So let me show you an article here that will tell us exactly that. That article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. Again, remember, I placed, let me just go back here. Remember here, and that's not the only evacuation in Donetsk. They also did in Zaporozhye about 3 weeks ago. Zaporozhye, remember, is where the Ukrainians supposedly are still on the offensive. Then they did on the Kharkiv, which is in north. I have maps right here. So they conducted evacuations in Kharkiv, right here. Then they did here in Donetsk, which is this one, the top one right here, Donetsk. Then they did in Zaporozhye right here. I covered that too. And then they did in Kherson, the latest ones in Kherson, 802 children evacuated from, I think it was 23 settlements from here. All right. And now we have this article, which is from today, my friends. Kharkiv Oblast to announce forced evacuations of family with children in 10 settlements. Kharkiv, which the Russians call it Kharkov, is right here. So what does that tell you? That they probably evacuate this area. Why? Because the Russians are coming. So they're coming here. In the past, I don't know, month, I say here, in the past maybe 2 weeks, right here in Kharkiv, then in Donetsk, yesterday and the day before, then in Zaporozhye, I think it was about a month ago, then here in Kherson, it was yesterday and the day before, and today again. So these guys are evacuating everywhere. Besides, Avdiivka is fucked right here. You see, Avdiivka is gone. I covered that in a video earlier today. Let's see what these guys are saying about Kharkov Oblast, right here, the settlements. So this is again today, Wednesday, the 25th of October, 2023. You see these guys? You see these guys? Talk to Biden, all right? When you see these guys, talk to Biden. Talk to Americans, all right? With the Russians, they are bad, okay? Let's put them. You can't talk to them. They are crazy, remember? So you talk to the reasonable people, which is Biden. Go and talk to them. That is a result of their policies, partly. We shouldn't have had that. If they wanted to discuss with the Russians before, December, and in December, actually in January 2022. All right? Now, let's move on here. Forced evacuation of families with children will be announced in 10 settlements in Kharkiv Oblast. And I'm quoting, this comes from Oleg Sinyehubov, head of the Kharkiv Oblast military administration, on Telegram. And I'm quoting, "We are preparing a decision on the forced evacuation of families with children from 10 settlements in Kupiansk, Kindrashivka, and Kurlivka Hromadas of Kupiansk district." Kupiansk, let me show you where Kupiansk is. Ram pam pam, right here. This is Kupiansk, right here. All right. So this is Kupiansk. So things from around here somewhere, these guys are going to evacuate. What does that tell you? The Russians are coming, my friends. It says here, there are 275 children that will be evacuated. All evacuees will be provided with housing, support, and full assistance from international humanitarian organizations and will receive one-off payments if they leave Kharkiv Oblast. If desired, evacuation to the western regions of Ukraine will be organized. The front is collapsing. Evacuation is carried out due to the shedding of frontline hromadas. So we are in a war for more than 1 year and a half. The Russians never shelled that area. I tell you how it works, and I'm going to show you in a minute. So he stressed, this guy, that the children can only be evacuated with at least one parent or caregiver. The Oblast military administration also recommends that civilians, primarily families with children, evacuate from Borova Hromada, Izium district, including the village of Borova. Currently, 8,900 people live there, including 844 children. That is a tragedy. That is a tragedy and a travesty as well. Unbelievable, my friends, unbelievable. Now, why the Russians shell those areas? Because that's the way the war is going on over there. You see, I showed this in many other videos, but I'm going to do it again. Here is a line of contact in between here, okay, in the middle. Line of contact. The Russians are here, the Ukrainians are here. They are shelling one another. For the Russians to advance with troops, they need to get rid of all these guys, howitzers, tanks, and anything else they have over there. So they shell. Once they eliminate everything here, they advance with troops across the border, the line of contact, and they push it this way, moving together the howitzers, the whatever launchers they have. And when they get to the next one, they move it here. So this area that they got it, if they get it, is the one that they shelled, and it's nothing, bare land over there. And then after they move here, they move everything here, and they start again. And after that, they move it again, and then they move all this back, and again, and then again, and again, and again. And that means the Russians already cleared this, they're advancing, and then these guys are going to be hit, the ones that were not hit before. So that means the front moved towards the west. So the Russians move their things more, so they will hit them over there. That's why they remove them over there, because the front moved that way. Got that? Got that. These guys should stop killing our people. And other people are counting their money. Mother. Tragedy, my friends. Tragedy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even. Maybe Zaluzny should do a little insurrection over there and save his people from this garbage that are in control of his nation. Unbelievable. I hope he does that. I really hope. I really hope. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Illusion and hope is unnecessary, said Mihai Eminescu, the Romanian national poet. Illusion and hope. Useless. But I still hope. I pray to the providence or to whatever forces, energies are on this universe to something happen. Something. Not to God. Or if that would be God, this would not have occurred. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.